All right, make sure I'm unmuted. Everybody's good. Okay, so welcome to the call tonight, everybody. Today is September 4th. It is 9 o'clock here on the East Coast, and so thank you for joining us. This is the Living to Be training Zoom community share everything kind of thing. So excited to be here. It's been a rough couple of days for me, but I'm happy to be able to engage and kind of share some things with you. And last week we finished up the book with Eric Worre about GoPro. And before we left the call last week, Alexis actually asked if we could do something on leadership. And so as it would have it, I was kind of doing some, searching and looking for information on different things and whatnot. And I was able to come across some great information that I thought would be really relevant to what we're doing here and what we're sharing with people at Living to Be, and how you can really help take your business to the next level. Because it really does come down to leadership. Every great business, every great success story has a leader behind it, because there's something to the quality of it. And so, this is going to be something that I want you to take notes on for sure. And I've kind of broken it down here. Okay, so we have leadership, right? And then we have diligence, organization, perfectionism, and prudence. Okay, it probably looks like a Beatles song, but it's not. It's really a really great formula to help create what you need to be able to accomplish to create the success that you're looking for. Now, this is what's interesting. This is also, diligence is also known as, in our society today, hard work, right? Because everybody thinks that if they just work hard enough, they're going to be able to create the success that they're looking for in their life. They think if they work hard at, their job, they work hard at their relationship, they work hard at something, then they'll accomplish something. And for the understanding of what this means and how it relates to everything here when it comes to leadership, it's kind of like, showing up to the show and only having one quarter of what you actually need. Like, you're going to bake some cookies and you only have a quarter of the ingredients versus the entire batch. And so if you make it with just the quarter of ingredients, maybe it's just the salt and some of the other stuff, it's not going to be a cookie, right? And so many people fall prey to this diligence because they think, oh, I've just got to work harder. And so if you only work hard, you're only getting 25% of what you need to be able to help you accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And this is why most people fail, is because they get trapped in that idea that, oh, I'm not working hard enough. I'm not working hard enough. I'm not working hard enough. And so what you have to be able to do is you have to be able to recognize that, but there's also different pieces to it. So diligence is one thing, and it is important that you do have a work ethic, because majority of people that even want success, they don't have a strong work ethic. They're not willing to take on the challenges or put in the time necessary to be able to create what it is they want to create. They'd rather, spend their times, watching TV all day, or, gossiping with friends, or scrolling through Facebook. It's kind of like, you've got to really just say, if I really want something different, and this is how I've always related it for someone like myself. I have what I have now in my life because of what I've been willing to do. Okay. And so if I don't have what I want in my life today, then it's because I haven't been doing something that I've needed to do. I've got to be willing to do more to be able to accomplish and create more in my life. And so when people complain and whine and talk about all the things that they don't have, and it's unfair, it's kind of like, yeah, but what are you willing to do for them? So making sure that you have that work ethic is really important. The next part of it is organization. Okay. If you're going to create success, you're going to have organization in your life. And I'm not talking about like where you have to get these time planners or, all this kind of stuff that you hear about people like doing this and that, and they read all this and then they schedule all that and they put all this down. I'm talking about spending 10 minutes of your day when you first wake up and just organizing your day, really understanding like what it is that you want to accomplish. And I would say a minimum of information to be in that would be like, what are the three main goals that you have for that day? What are the three main projects that you want to be able to accomplish that day? And that will help you organize your day. So first thing in the morning, spend 10 minutes before you sit down and you start to work, because this is one of my habits. A lot of times I'll walk in, asleep or whatever, and just kind of sit down and start working, because it's so easy for me to fall into this pattern of just doing things that I know that I need to do, rather than planning my day. Because when I don't plan my day and I don't have exactly what I need to do, I end up wasting my time doing things that I don't need to be doing, or that could be put off to another time. And so you end up spending all this time being unorganized and not getting anything accomplished that you really need to accomplish. And one of my favorite people that shares a philosophy like this is Robin Sharma, Robin Sharma, Sharma, and it's a guy. And he's got a really great process for people, and it's the 90-91 plan, where it's the first 90 minutes of the day for 90 days, and you focus on one thing and one thing only. And so, the thing is about that specific goal or that specific routine is that before you do anything, you put those 90 minutes of your day into that most important thing, that your goal, your project. Like if it was becoming diamond, your first 90 minutes of your day would go towards that. Okay. And there would be nothing else that got in the way. And that way, if you spend those 90 minutes, you put in some really great effort and energy into that. And then if something happens throughout your day, towards the end of the day or later on or whatever, it's okay, because you've already put that energy in. So really make sure that you organize your day every single day and spend at least just 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes to organize your day on the three most important things that you want to accomplish that day. The next one is perfectionism, okay? And there's a lot of mixed reviews about this one, I guess, is because we all know that when somebody is a perfectionist, they're either really difficult to live with, or they never get anything done because it's never good enough. And this is more of just the idea of double checking your work. When it's something important, when you're wanting to put something together or wanting to put the effort into something, if you're willing to put that effort in, then why would you not double check your work to make sure that all that effort that you put into it was right? Right? So it's just about double checking. It's kind of like when you think about when you go on an airplane, right? They double check everything. You hear the pilot and the co-pilot talking, okay, hydraulics check. Okay, and they're double checking everything, because they want to make sure that they don't have any issues. And that's why a lot of planes don't crash, because of those issues. They crash for other issues, but it's kind of like that's what you need to be able to think about. It's like the energy and time that you're putting into something is as important as you double checking before you take off. So it's like making sure that you've got your plan out, you've got your things going. If you're about to do a presentation, really make sure, double check that you have everything. I don't know how many times I've done it in the past where you have a presentation, you have a meeting, and then you get there and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I forgot that, right? And that's where organization comes in too, because if you're going to be doing meetings, if you're going to be teaching and training people, then what you want to do is you want to have a checklist of everything that you need, because whenever we have a meeting or an event, we have a checklist of everything that we need. And if it's not on the checklist and we find out that we need it later, then we update our list so that we make sure that we have it next time. And it was one of the things that I did when I was younger, which really helped me see how inefficient I was, is when I was working in the office, right? When I was, in my 30s, when I was working on the executive side of my offices, one of the techniques that they taught us is every time you come across a piece of paper on your desk, put a check mark in red up at the right-hand corner. And then what happens is you, every time you see that piece of paper, you check it off. You realize how much time and energy you put into looking at the same thing over and over and over again and not doing anything about it. Like just recently, I'm sure a lot of us have email boxes that are pretty full. And, I remember, I look at mine and I don't know how many times I go, oh, I'll just leave that in there because I know I'll get to it later. And then just recently, about a week or 2 weeks ago, I just kind of removed everything out of my inbox and made it fresh again, because I figured if it hasn't been answered, if it hasn't been addressed yet, was it really that important? because we always look at something to go, oh, that's such a great thing. I want to be able to do that. Or, oh, this is something I need to, respond to. And then you don't. And so what's it in there for? And that will help you with your organization too. But, you know, the perfectionism piece is really important so that you get really understanding of that idea that if you're going to put the energy and time in, then make sure it's done to the best of your ability. Not perfectionism all the time. Like, you don't have to make sure about it. I mean, I make mistakes. I don't know how many times we put out something in marketing where we've had people double check or triple check, and then an affiliate finds a mispronounced word or a misspelled word, or a period's missing, or there's apostrophe missing. It's okay. Like, perfectionism shouldn't drive your results. Okay. It should dictate your results, but it should not drive your results. Your results should be driven by your actions and your willingness and your participation and your diligence and your organization. That's all the things that should drive it. Your perfectionism should just kind of give it what it needs to be able to keep moving forward and improving. Okay. And then prudence is the other 25%, giving us a total of 100%, right? So prudence is the ability to make good decisions, right? And we've all heard the different quotes out there about, we all want wisdom, but wisdom comes from experience, and experience comes from making bad choices. And that's true, right? But you have to have the ability to reflect on those things. And really, on prudence, the ultimate goal is, and this is a really big thing when you think about it, but it kind of fits into this equation, is imagine, like, your goal is to make like 3 mistakes out of every million transactions. Okay. Because it's really that small. When you get into big businesses and stuff like that, and you look at what they are able to accomplish, you don't realize the enormity of the success and what they have going on in the background. Like, when I was first getting into the executive side of being in network marketing, I thought it was just like, I'd been an affiliate for 10, 15 years, and I thought, no problem. This is so easy. I'll just become an executive and I know exactly what to do. And then I realized that the mechanics of what goes on behind the scenes of a network marketing company is so tremendous that it literally takes a team of people just to organize the information, let alone make it run and let it run, well. And so you've got all these 4 things that you need to, really hone in on. And one of the great ways to really enhance your prudence, okay? Think about it like this, all right? We all learn things by doing things wrong and making mistakes and looking at that for ourselves, okay? That's one way of learning, okay? But the other way of learning, and that can really help accelerate your success, is by learning from others. Whether it be in a book that you get the information from, because I encourage everybody to be reading. I mean, I'm reading several books right now. It's when you hear about the most successful people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, they read for like 6-8 hours a day, because they understand that the more information that they have coming in is the more ability to make those prudent choices to be able to help further their success. And if you think at any age that you have everything on what it takes, and that you're never going to have to grow, and that you don't need to learn anything else, that's going to be one of your biggest lessons for your life, to really get that, holy cow, I've just screwed up. Because you've got to be constantly growing and learning to be able to continue to make those choices. Now, again, you can go to the school of hard knocks and you can have your prudence that way, but I really encourage you to find a mentor, to read some books, to watch some videos on YouTube, and just kind of put the information out there. Spend 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour a day reading, watching videos on that, and studying or talking to a mentor to help give you some guidance about, what you're doing. And I know I was watching a little bit on Facebook today, I think it was today, and I saw one of the posts by Alexis, which I thought was a really great idea, because it's a way to get out there, but it's also a way to kind of get, basically increase your learning curve before you get into the experience of what you're looking for. And she put this post up that said, hey, if you've ever had experience in skincare, then hit me up, because I want to pick your brain. And it was like great, because that, to me, people are going to be, oh, I love skincare. I'm going to tell her, I'm going to get with her and talk to her about it. And then, it also creates this network of people that now you have leads and people that are helping you, but you also have information because your job, right, as an affiliate is to really understand and know what your customers want and need. And the best way to do that right now, to be planning for skincare that's going to be launching soon, is is to be asking people questions about their skincare or what they know about skincare or what they like about their skincare, what they don't like, so that when we do launch, you've got a group of people that are looking, and you've already started to connect with them. That's just also just networking 101. It's about engaging people. You don't have to wait for the skincare to come out. It's coming out. So you can ask people questions and say, hey, we've got a new skincare line coming. I'm really excited. If you've ever had experience with it, I want to talk to you about it, because I want to know, because I've never done this side of the business before, or I've never sold it before. And so I'd love to get your feedback or hear about what you think about skincare and what's important to you, because you may start to learn some of the objections that a lot of people have now, and then you'll be able to navigate your way through, because you've done your diligence and you're organized, because you're taking notes and making sure that you're going to follow up with these people, and then you've got all the other stuff that you can build into it. Okay, so those are the four key components of leadership, because once you put all this together, that's what a leader is made out of. Okay, a leader is somebody who is willing to put the time, energy, and effort to work hard, better themselves, make the right decisions, and double check their work. Like, that's just the way it is. Another term for that is my favorite term. It's called service. When you're working with people, when you're truly wanting to be what living to be is about, which is really about service, about wanting to help other people prosper, right? Helping others prosper eternally. When you're really coming from that space, you're of service to people. You're not in sales. You're not in stuffing stuff down people's throat. You're not in judgment, right? You're in service of them. You're in service of your products. You're in service of your company. You're in service of your downline, of your upline, because it's a place that the greatest leaders have all come from. When Bill Gates started his company in his garage, his idea was service. He wanted to put a computer in every household on the planet, right? That was his goal. It wasn't, I want to become the richest man in the world. It was, I want to put this type of technology in everybody's hand because of what it will do for them in their lives and what it will create for them in their lives. And that was an act of service. Any great company out there is creating acts of service. And so if you want to be a great leader, if you want to be a part of a great company, then you need to generate that through your own service to others. And I try to emulate this for my kids, and in my life. A lot of times, I remember one time we were buying shoes for my son, and we were walking out, and there was a little old black lady that was there, and her car had a flat, right? And of course, people were walking by. Oh, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And he was like, I want to go home. And I was like, I get it, buddy, but you know what? And I got down on the ground in my work clothes, nice jeans or nice pants and a shirt, and I changed her tire for her. And it was a bitch, man. It was rusted wheels. It was an old car. The lug nuts were rusted, and it took a lot of effort. But I did it because I wanted to come from a place of service. And it was really just a wonderful thing, because it allowed me to show my son, like, listen, there are things in life where you just kind of have to step back and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I remember doing it in college, when it was really great, because I was with a group of buddies in my fraternity, and we were going skiing to Taos in New Mexico from Texas Tech and Lubbock. And we were driving along, partying, everybody's doing their thing. We were drinking and all that kind of good stuff. And there was an old couple that was on the side of the road that had a flat tire. And without hesitation, all of us were like, yep, let's do it. Let's pull over and help these people out. And so I know it's been inside of me for so long. And if there was one thing that I could tell people to be able to do to help them take their leadership to the next level, it would be to come from a place of service and really let go of the judgment, the expectations, And that will alleviate you from all of the frustrations in life. Because if you don't have the expectation and you don't have this judgment of people if they say no about your products or your company or whatever it is, because no company out there is going to get 100% of the people. No product is going to get 100% of the people. And so you've got to come from that place, or you will be completely riddled with rejection and frustration and ups and downs. And so, but if you come from a place of service, you'll be able to come from a really pure place and allow yourself to be able to help people that are truly in need. And that will just take all that worry and focus off all the success that you need to create. And when you're doing it out of service, you'll create that success, because that attracts a lot of great things. So that's leadership in a very short period of time, 21 minutes. But it's something that you can really just focus and work on. And it's something that you can do every single day. Even service to your kids, even when you want to look at them and you go, are you kidding me? I do everything for you already. You want me to heat up your food? Because that's what my son just did. And I was like, well, I can't because I got to get ready, but I will assist you and let you know how to do it. So be of service. And service requires one last thing before I open it up. Service requires you to let go of control, let go of ego, and allow yourself to just kind of hear the other person. And that will put you in a place that most people don't experience these days. They don't have a lot of people that hear them, or they don't felt heard by a lot of people, because people speak and then other people are wanting to speak back rather than just listen. And then you can be of service to people. Then you can help them with what it is they want to accomplish. Maybe it's, their health, their weight, their finances. Maybe they're looking for a babysitter. Who knows what it is? It's like, but you could be of service to them, and that will help create your leadership qualities that you're looking for. So that's what I have. So we'll open it up. If you want to just unmute yourself, you can ask questions or you can make some comments, because I'd love to hear from everybody here. I don't want this just to be about me speaking to you guys all the time. If you have something that you want to add, then just unmute yourself and speak. Are you not able to unmute, Lindsay? Can you unmute?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I was just waiting for somebody else, because I know that there's quite a few people on here that have something to say. But I have great notes here that was just really kind of eye-opening, and just put into a really simple explanation of what it's going to take to really hone in on your leadership and continue to develop and grow. And what I want you all to realize is this isn't about knowing everything to start becoming a leader, or to tap into your leadership skills. This is a process for all of us. And, you're never going to know it all, ever. There's always going to be more stuff out there for you to continue to learn and integrate. And I just would encourage you to use everything that we've talked about tonight, and start integrating that, because these discussions that we do weekly, and everything that you learn, that's one thing that I've learned. One of the many things that I've learned from Calvin is to be integrating this information and using it, because then it becomes part of how you lead and direct and teach and coach, and it just becomes a part of you. Think about if you look at a recipe, well, then when you actually make the recipe, everything connects. So you kind of have to look at it that way. You want to make sure that you're really using all of this stuff. And real quick with Prudence, I just want to say the ability to make good decisions. Sometimes you have to trust yourself. You have to really, when you're constantly looking to mentors and reading, and, you've just got all of this around you, sometimes you just have to look inside of yourself and ask yourself what you want, what you think, and trust yourself enough to know that you have it within you to make the choice that's best for you at that time. I think a lot of us are trying to maybe do the right thing, and really the right thing is listening to you and what you truly want. So
Great. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else who would like to share? Alexis?
Y'all can hear my movie in the background, Moana. No, I just want to thank you for doing this. I got a lot of notes and a lot of things that are very detailed, so I'm super excited and pumped. So I appreciate you for doing this.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for showing up.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Jackie. Hit it. Come on, you can do it.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Calvin and Lindsay and Alexis, for everything that y'all do and the things that y'all post and y'all helping us with this leadership. I think one of the things that I was doing was or that I haven't been doing, is I haven't been trusting myself, as you said, Lindsay, and I have been worrying about other things instead of worrying about what my goal is. And Calvin, you put it great whenever you said service. I like that. I like that, the word service. I like that we're helping people. And I never thought of it because I'm like you. If I see somebody that needs help, we stop and we show our kids, this is what you're supposed to do. And we teach them values and we teach them morals. But I never thought of that as also being a service to people that are wanting to be healthier. And in the past month, I have really I'll get through this. I have really appreciated our product because I haven't been able to take it. And I can tell you that I've shared it before, but now seeing the difference in before not taking it and then taking it and not being able to take it for a month, the difference that I feel and the difference in the way it makes me feel. And that has all just been a huge opening for me. And so I talked to Lindsay earlier and I told her, I said, I'm making some changes and y'all will see them, and I am all in. I am 100%. I am going to be diligent. I am going to be organized. I am going to not think I have to be perfect. And I'm going to have prudence and take direction. But I wanted to share with y'all one thing. Honey, come here. Every Tuesday, I just want y'all to know, on Tuesdays whenever I'm thinking about it, I tell my husband, hey, I don't have time for you. I've got Zoom. So my husband goes to Walmart and he comes into our lake house Friday, and this is what he says to me.
Zoom, baby.
That's great.
He said on Tuesdays now, he's going to look at me and say, Zoom time.
It's so important to have that support. So I honor you and being able to support your wife like that. It's great. Thank you.
He's a cracker. Anyway, I just want to thank y'all so much. And I love the ideas. I love the skin ideas. What's your complaints about? Alexis, I love it. Who would have ever thought of that? That's just great that you shared that today, because I didn't see it. We've been away and I haven't had any service here. It's been hit and miss. Anyway, thanks everybody.
Great. Thanks for sharing, Jackie. Appreciate that.
Well, and I wanted to share one thing with that. So with the post, I do recommend everybody doing that, just because you never know who you're going to come across. I've actually been talking to people all day and scheduling FaceTime calls and meetings, just trying to see what they're doing with their business or what they did in the past. And I've been taking notes, and I actually came across somebody that's, she's built her organization and she's really curious about switching over. And it's just, I never even thought about doing that. I was more just trying to pick their brain and see what they're doing so I can make sure that I'm not doing their mistakes. And, just, you never know who you're going to come across. And, with the service, I wanted to share, today at the playground, we were at the park with the kids, and I was just talking to somebody, and she's actually a wedding planner. And so we were just kind of talking, and, I was going to send people to her, and I got her information. She got my card. And, we're going to have a play day on Friday with the kids. I actually have her sippy cup. They forgot it. But, it was just, she was just happy to see that I was going to direct somebody to her if I knew somebody that had a baby shower coming up or a wedding or bachelorette party. And so we talked a lot about her business, but we got the chance to talk about mine too. So, being in service, it could be a lot of things, so that's something that's, but thank you for so much for what you said, Jackie. You're so cute.
Thanks for sharing, Alexis. All right, perfect. Anybody else? If not, we will wrap this up and get everybody off to their bedtimes and everything else like that. Go out there and have a great time. I appreciate you spending the time with me and Lindsay and everybody else here every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Anybody have any topic requests? First come, first serve. You have to unmute yourself. I don't read sign language.
Oh, no, that was my gesture, like.
Oh. All right. Anybody have a topic? Lindsay, Jackie, Joette, Jan?
Oh, by the way, I want to introduce you guys to Joette. She's our newest affiliate. She has signed up about an hour ago. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, wow. Welcome, Joette.
Hey, yeah, I do. How to share it, samples, like.
Okay.
Yes, sharing.
Okay. Sharing?
Yes.
Sharing is caring. All right, how to share. Got it. Perfect. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your evening, and thank you so much for listening. We've got our Wednesday call tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and so look forward to hearing you on there. Everybody have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.